What's up, everybody? It's Jake Bogarts here, photographer from Los Angeles, California, and today we're going to talk about getting better drone shots. So recently I've been doing a lot of commercial work and needing a lot of drone video, so I figured why not give you some of the tips and tricks that I used to make your drone videos better instantly. Let's get into it. Recently, I've been doing a lot of drone video, and I've been experimenting with different ways to get that cinematic look you see all over social media. Here's a few tips and tricks that'll help you get your drone video to the next level. The number one best way to get good drone video is to use an ND filter. ND stands for neutral density. So basically, it's a filter that you put over your lens that limits the amount of light into the camera. This is especially crucial because it allows you to use the perfect settings for video that you need to get those really crispy cinematic shots. If you don't use an ND filter, depending on the mode that you're shooting on in your drone, it's going to cause some different results. So if you're shooting on auto mode, what's going to happen is the drone is going to select the best settings to give you a proper exposure, but it's going to cause a huge decrease in clarity, sharpness, and saturation. If you're shooting in pro mode, you're basically going to have unusable footage. Your video is going to be blown out. It's going to be almost full white and unusable. So my advice would be throw the ND filter on, shoot in pro mode, dial in those settings yourself, and take that ability away from the drone. That'll always give you the best quality video possible. So when it comes to ND filters, you have a couple different options. You can either go with a standard ND filter or a variable ND filter. Now, I prefer the variable filter because you end up having less filters to work with, and they have an adjustment knob on it so you can choose the amount that you want to block the light out. Regular ND filters, you don't have that little adjustment knob, and the filter is just set at a specific darkness. So you could have anywhere from ND1 to ND11, which is 1 to 11 stops of light filtration. Now you have the same thing on the variable, but instead of having 11 different filters, you have two, usually a 1 to 5 and a 6 to 11, or a 6 to 9, depending on the brand that you get. So like I said earlier, you always want to be shooting in pro mode to get the best video quality possible, which leads me to tip number 2, which is making sure that your shutter speed is always double your frame rate. So for example, if you're shooting at 4K, 24 frames a second, your shutter speed should roughly be around 1/50 or 1/60, depending on the settings that your drone has available. My last and final tip would be to always do your research before you shoot. There are certain rules and regulations that go along with flying drones that you want to make sure you're always aware of. For example, let's say you go to a location and you want to fly at 500 feet, but because of that zone, you can only go up as high as 150 feet. There's ways to get this information beforehand, and I'm going to show you how. So the absolute best way to do this is to either download the app that came with your drone or a third-party app. It'll give you a satellite view and a description of all the restrictions that may be in a specific area. For example, you might want to shoot at a specific place, but there could be height restrictions, weight restrictions, or it could be a no-fly zone. I shoot with DJI drones, so I have the DJI Fly app, which is great for giving me all this information, but it also shows all the places that people have shot before. This can be a great resource for you if you're looking for inspiration to find places to fly your drone. I really appreciate you checking out the channel. I hope you can put these tips to good use and get some dope drone video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.